Hi everyone, welcome back to Ed Paris TV. So there's a lot of reasons why we should stay committed to our New Year's resolution goals. So keep all of these facts in mind because they are, in my experience, facts. All right, so check it out.
So I think the main reason really is the mind cannot be at peace if the body has not worked. Think about all the people that are grumpy, walking around complaining about stuff in life. And most of them, if you notice, they don't take very good care of themselves. So follow through with that resolution, specifically for the mind, and everything else will fall into place. Now this reason, if you're a parent, you'll probably be able to relate. You want to set a good example. So in terms of eating habits, exercise, being able to defend yourself, all of these things, set a great example, not just for your kids, but for all the people around you. And don't you want to be a person that sets a good example to the people around them? So keep that in mind. Once again, it's not always just about you. Of course, you are the person that has to be happy in the end and has to live in this body. But you want to do it not just for yourself. It becomes even more important and more significant in this world when your presence sets off a good example that can cause a chain reaction of good habits in other people's lives as well.
And if you keep postponing your resolution, you'll never accomplish anything. So you see, if Namor the Submariner can swim the Arctic Ocean, stand toe-to-toe with the Hulk, and still look like this, then you gotta ask yourself, what are you doing sitting there on the couch dreaming about all this stuff? Make it happen. So I'm getting ready to go train right now in the middle of a snowstorm. There's no excuse, as you can see. Today we're only getting 3 to 6 inches. But I remember in 1996 we had 4 feet of snow. And I went from 40th and Baltimore in West Philly to 20th and Sansom, where the World's Gym was. And they were open 24/7. And if they were open, then hell, I was gonna go train. So nothing should be able to stop you, short of a tragedy. All right, so keep that in mind and don't let anything stop you. The more you sweat in peace, the less you bleed in war.
Here's another reason, money. It may help you save money. You won't be going to the doctors as often. You won't be going to the dentist as often. And if you're sporting a good physique and you've been training, you're probably going to have a look in your eye like you're nobody's victim. So nobody who's trying to rob someone is going to be looking at you as their victim. So that can save you money too, not just from losing your wallet, but from being physically harmed. If you're not going to be victimized, then that's all out of the question. And if you're living this way, acting this way, feeling this way, looking this way, and radiating that positive energy, you could have an influence on other people. And if they start doing the things you're doing, you could help them save money. So think of the impact you can have in people's lives. Well worth the effort.
So it's the day after a snowstorm here in Philly. The temperatures have plummeted so far below freezing that everything's closed. There's been an emergency declared and all this. But that's not going to stop me from going to train because it's probably the most responsible thing you can do. Right up there with parenting or any political movement or anything like that. Because if you don't take care of yourself, physically, and even in a martial sense, you can't participate in all of those things in a relaxed way. And you're setting an example too, as a parent, that you value your own life and the lives of the people around you. So keep all that in mind. Here I am confronting all of these conditions, but doesn't matter. Ain't gonna stop me, because it's the most responsible thing a person can possibly do, right up there with parenting, if not higher up. All right, keep that all in mind and stay committed.
And speaking of friends and family and loved ones, the last thing you want to do is leave them hanging, leave them missing someone. So by not training, by not watching your diet, by not being responsible for yourself, you're putting them in a position where they might have to see the person that they care about suffer or go out an early exit. And that's unfortunate for everybody involved in your life. You don't want to be someone that causes them grief. And you want to be self-sufficient. You want to be able to take care of yourself and not have others have to take care of you all the time. So keep that in mind. It's not just about you or what you look like. You're doing it for them too. Keep that in mind, and it will help you stay motivated. So here's a reason, big reason for me, is to be strong. Don't you want to be strong? I mean, when I think of being strong, I want to be way stronger than I look. And when you do become way stronger than you look, you start to get a reputation. And then your friends and your family and loved ones start to point to you as that person that they can count on to help lift a heavy object, to carry something, or carry them even, save their life. So once you become that person, that friend, that go-to person, that is the strong one, then they might start bragging about you. And when that starts to happen, then you need to be ready, because they're probably going to ask you to flex. And when they ask you to flex because they love you, you don't want to disappoint them. So you want to put it out there and show them something fantastic, because nobody's going to want to ask you to flex to see something mediocre. So keep that in mind, all right? Just be ready for all of that. And yet another reason why is because it'll increase your sex appeal. Others will notice that you take care of yourself, that you love yourself, and that naturally makes people like you more. So going home now after a brutal training session,
Girard Station.
tearing up some pineapple. And the reason why it's so important to follow through with your intentions and what you say you're going to do is you build trust in yourself. When you build trust in yourself, others will trust you more. But we have a saying, pansao, means the follow-up strike.
Doors are opening.
And the follow-up strike ensures a
stops.
knockout. But if you transcend the
Doors
interpretation
are closing.
of combat, it means if you follow through with what you say you're going to do, you build trust in yourself, and others will trust you more. So if you have any other
Next
reasons as to
stop,
why you
Burke.
should follow through,
A wheelchair accessible
please say it in the
station
comment
for
section.
Route 3.
Like and subscribe. Happy New Year. Talk to you soon.